What's up, YouTubers? I'm about to attempt to install this onto my new motorcycle. This is the Magic Flex Custom Dynamics kit. Right here I have the engine kit. Right there I have the Black Magic Remote Controller 4. Right here I have the ground effects kit. Up here I have the rear wheel kit. Right here is the front wheel light. 3M promoter, some ISO heat to clean it. And all this is going to be installed on my 2018 Kawasaki Vulcan S. And of course, all the lights on it are orange. I have the Two Brothers Racing exhaust already installed on it when I bought the vehicle, the motorcycle. And we're going to attempt to install this onto the bike. There are not too many people that I see with videos out with the custom dynamics installed onto their motorcycles, or at least a video to show them installed it. So I'm going to make a video of me putting it on here. The rear wheel light is going to go, the front wheel light is going to go right up here on the back side of the caliper. We're going to attempt to put the engine lights up underneath this bar. Maybe one right here shining back to the engine. We're going to try to put these ground effects right here on the swing arms on both sides. And we put all the rear lights up underneath this back fender. And basically route everything back through the engine, up underneath the tank, and back to the battery. So a couple things I'm gonna try to take off this seat, this on both sides, take off this little front piece right here so we can put the lights on it. But I'm gonna stop the video here and I'm just gonna prep, clean everything down with the ISO heat, and then start the install and come back to y'all when we're finished and see how everything looks when we're done. But like I said, I've never seen anybody actually have a video on here besides Custom Dynamics that has a guy on it that shows how to install everything. He did a great video on that. So I'm gonna take that video and the hints that he gave in that video and all the tips and use that to install everything on this bike. And when we're done, it'll be glowing orange. So like I said, I'll get back to y'all. But like I said, one thing I had to purchase separately, I got the ISO heat from Walmart for like $1.25. This is a little better than rubbing alcohol. The 3M promoter I got for Amazon for like $12 for like 5 of these to help hold the lights in place. And like I say, everything else I got right off a Custom Dynamics site. And we'll see how this goes, and I'll be back to y'all. Okay, so far, took a seat cover off, took a little piece off at the front, took this off to cut back a little bit so I can kind of get up underneath here. I've already cleaned everything down with the ISO heat. Had a hard time trying to get this one off, though. I guess the bolt wouldn't. Couldn't get the bolt to come off. And like I said, bent this back just a little bit so I can get back up underneath here. Now I'm about to start from the front with the 3M promoter, put it on, and then start installing the lights in person in different places. All right, now we have an update. I just finished installing all the lights, getting the wires to the back. Show you back where the lights are at. Right here, you have the wheel light that's bolted over to the inside of the caliper. And this, you have the light mounted up under this bar. There's another one mounted up underneath that bar. Then there's one on the inside there. You probably it's harder to see, but it's right there in the center right there. one up going up along this one. That one's pretty difficult to put on. Hard to reach. The other one up along this one, ground effect. The light right here. Another one up on there. And then up under here, I have one here, one there, and the other one right there at the back. There. And I just basically routed the wires through the tank. Routed some of them up and over. But right here is all 12 of the LEDs. And now I just have to install the push button, the black magic remote module, everything to the battery, and then we'll be able to cut it on and check everything. So we'll come back and update when we get to that part. We're back, and right now I'm going to kind of explain the wiring of all the lights so that people will understand how this thing is wired up. So right here I have 4 LED wires. This is 3 off of the engine and the one that's on the front brake caliper. Over here I have 4 wires right here that's coming off of the back tail, back fender. Those are the rear wheel lights. Over here I have 2 wires coming in. These are the 2 engine lights on this side. And then over here I have, I also have coming to this hole, this is the swing arm light on this side. Or over here on this side, coming up out this hole, I have the swing light for this side. I mean the swing arm, the light on the swing arm on this side. Okay. So basically you just bring all these wires together and you just tie, since my color is orange on the lights, my positive wire is orange, so I have all my orange wires up underneath these. I actually made 4 bundles, so 4, 4, 4. I have a total of 12 LEDs. So I put all the positive, which is my orange, so you have red to be your positive, blue, you have a blue wire, blue be your positive. Up underneath the other cage clamp, I have the negatives for each of those wires, 4, 4, and 4. Just tie 4 wires together, twist them together, and lock them in the cage clamp. So I did that first. Now, as far as the wiring of the battery, in your kit you're going to have 2 of these little butt splice rings right here. They actually give you an extra black wire and an extra red one. I actually used the extra black wire that came in, put it into the clamp, crimped it, and ran that all the way to the negative side of the actual remote module. I apologize, I just had a freeze, but this right here is the actual brain module for the remote, the key fobs. This is what the key fobs look like. You get 2 of them, nice, slide down, 4 button controls, right? And this box controls that. So I took the negative from the battery and tapped it straight into the negative wire on the remote module. Okay. Also in the remote module, you have a green wire and a white wire. The green wire is for basically for your negative. So I just tied that, as you can see, right into the cage clamps along with the other negative wires. The white wire is the positive. So I just tied that right into the positive cage clamp, just like that. Now, this is the very important part. They recommend that when you install this, that you also install the push button switch, which is this right here. And this is basically, so this little module is always going to be searching for a signal for the remote. So they recommend that you put the push button so that in between the battery and the module. That way you can cut this module off when you're not riding. That way it's not continuously searching for the remote and possibly could drain your battery. So in your package, you're gonna get this. It's a little fuse. Sorry, I put my finger in the camera. But you get this little fuse. It's a little, if I'm not mistaken, it's 12. I thought it said 12 somewhere on the bottom, but it's a little fuse you're gonna get. I tied one end of the fuse into the other little ring connector, put it on the positive side of my battery. The other side of the fuse, I tied to one side. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do all this on my phone. I tied one side of the fuse wire to one side of the wire coming off of the push button, like so. So basically that's how it looks right there, okay? And then the wire on the other side of the push button, I tied that into the red wire that's on the module for the remote, just like that. That also has another fuse on it too. So basically that's how you wire it up. And once you wire all that up, it gives you power to the bike. What I'm doing for my push button, because like I said, you want it on the outside of the bike so that it can be accessible. What I did, I drilled the little hole inside of this little plastic piece on the bike, and the top cap, this is the cap for the push button, it actually screws off. So I'll be able to stick this in the hole and then screw this cap on the top, and that way my push button to be on the outside of the bike. So basically when I stop riding, I come home, hit the push button, kills the module for the remote, and I don't have to worry about this remote continuously search for a signal. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish wrapping all this stuff up. I'll mount this right here on the inside of there, and tie my push button into the hole and just tighten everything up, and we'll be back to test everything out, cut the lights on, and I'll show you the different patterns and everything that the lights do. So far, we're very simple install once you, like I said, get your layout, how you want to do the bike and everything. So we'll be back in a sec. Okay, everybody, we're back. And just for a quick recap, on the bike, like I said, battery and everything, module, push button, everything is installed here. Here's the actual finish of the push button. Looks nice and clean right there on the side. Like I said, it's not in the way of me while I'm riding. And like I said again, LEDs here, along here. We have LED. Let me see if I can get it better. We have another LED that's right inside there. If you can see that, yeah, right down in there's another one. LED on the bottom of the swing arm. We have LEDs here, one here, one along here, and in the very front we have the one on the brake caliper for the wheel light, and in the rear, up underneath, one there, one here, one there, and another one back here. So now, let's turn the lights out, and we're gonna cut this on. All right, now we're gonna cut them on, and it came on great. And we took a walk around the bike and see how everything looks on the bike. Front rear light, engines light up pretty good. You really get a good displacement on the floor of the light. The rear wheel lights up really nice. Coming around, nice round effects. All the way back around to the front. So you have a couple of different features on the remote. Like I said, the top right button top left button, I'm sorry, on the remote cuts it on. The bottom right button cuts them off. And the top left button back on. The button up underneath the remote actually gives you different dimming settings. So right now we're at 100%. If you press the button on the bottom left, you go down to 75, 50%, 25%, back to 100%. Now, your top right button does all your different effects. So we're going to go ahead and set it up for the first effect, which your first three effects on the top of the button is going to be all of your scroll and breathing effects. So you're going to have 3 scroll patterns, 3 breathe and speeds, then a combination of scroll and breathe together. So let's do the first scroll pattern. So you take a look at it. So a lot with that one. Your second scroll pattern. Third scroll pattern. First breathing pattern. And this is right here. Your second breathing pattern is going to be this. Third breathing pattern. Speeds up a little each time. Last pattern is breathing and scrolls. And once all that, you can go right back to regular all on. I'm going to flip the lights back on the garage real quick. Just because I want to just show you basically, like I said, with the push button, which is right here. As soon as I hit this push button, you can notice all the lights go off. And once that push button's off, doesn't matter what I do, the remote cuts right back on. And I should be able to hit the push button, back off. And as long as that push button is pushed in, no matter what I do with the remote, it won't do anything until I click back onto this push button. And then I have power to the lights again. So everyone, basically that was the setup and the install of my custom dynamics kit on my 2018 Kawasaki Vulcan S ABS SE edition. Like I said, install is very easy. Once you get the layout of your bike, you're pretty much fine. You get everything routed back to your battery. That's why I did that one video just on the connections so you can understand how all the connections work. But it's pretty simple. Like I say, I would recommend getting some more 3M promoter. I actually used 4 of those out of the 5. I only got 3, and all the whole kit that I had, everything I had, I only had 3 of those. So plus those other 4 that I used. So, and they come in good handy. But like I said, just be safe. Make sure everything's tire wrapped up nice and good. If you have any kind of slight uncomfort with a light when you're coming off, I would suggest that you just put a nice small little tire wrap around that light. And I can't wait to take it out on the road and actually see how it looks out there on the street. But to all the other motorcycle guys out there and ladies, y'all have a good one. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll respond back to them. But I would, like I said, I do recommend the custom dynamics kit. Like I said, I'm not being sponsored by them or anything like that. Like I said, I did a lot of research on them and different kits, and their kits have the best rating as far as brightness that I saw. So like I said, everyone, if you got a chance, go out there and grab it. An engine kit, a ground effects, wheel kit, rear wheel kit, front wheel kit, the black magic remote. Like I say, those key fobs are pretty suave. So, But enjoy. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Have a good one.